Uh, can't really describe him, you know. It's just my heart's beating. I got everyone I love, everyone I know around me. It's a really special moment I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.
There's American fans and NBA fans across the world are still learning about you. What is the NBA? What are the San Antonio Spurs getting with Victor Wembanyama?
A team player. I'm going to make everything to win as many games as I can. And I'm trying to win a ring ASAP, so be ready.
Spurs fans, stand the fuck up. The San Antonio Spurs are in possession of the first overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, therefore giving them the opportunity to draft international sensation Victor Wembanyama. So for this video, I am pretty much going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on Wemby being a Spur and what I think this means for the organization in the future. If you end up enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA videos like this. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Literally only takes 5 seconds and it helps out the video tremendously, so be sure to like. Leave a comment with any thoughts and opinions. But now let's just get into Victor and the San Antonio Spurs. Now I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a quick backstory. So I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, and no, I haven't been one for like 3 days. I've been a fan for a little over 10 years, pretty much since I've been an obsessive NBA fucking nerd. I saw the 2014 championship, and I also saw the eventual downfall of the dynasty thanks to Kawhi Leonard and Zaza fucking Pachulia.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
The past 5 years have been some of the most miserable years as a diehard Spurs fan. Not because they were bad, but because they tried to act like they were good. I didn't mind the Spurs being one of the worst teams in the league this past season, cause at least we had a fucking direction. But last season, the pieces started falling in place for a proper rebuild. Starting with trading away DeJounte Murray. Honestly, us Spurs fans need to say a big thank you to DeJounte Murray and especially the Atlanta Hawks, because we do not have the #1 overall pick without these two absolute godsends. But getting into Victor, I think most of us can agree that Victor is unlike any prospect we've ever seen. We're talking about a guy who is 7'3" or 7'5". I don't know, I feel like he changes height every 2 weeks, with an absurd skill set that players his size simply just don't have. I think there's a bit of improvement to be made on the offensive end, but he has all the tools he needs to become one of the better scorers in the league. He has tight handles and his ability to shot create is really something special, and since he's over 7 feet tall with a ridiculous wingspan, he can pretty much just shoot over any player he wants. Like, no cap, the only player I can really see getting a good shot contest on one of his jump shots is like Giannis or Anthony Davis. Like, we really see clips of this dude pulling up step back jumpers and fade away mid-range shots, and he might be inconsistent with it, but his offensive arsenal can only really get more polished. But the thing with Victor that really intrigues me is his defense. Not only does he have the absurd size and arms to contest any shot, but his IQ on that end is honestly something special. Like, I'm not trying to gas him up too much because he hasn't even played a second of NBA basketball. Shit, he hasn't even been fucking drafted yet. But based on what I've seen, this guy has the potential to be a future depoy caliber defender. Now, I do have some concerns with injuries because, simply put, 7-footers don't have a good track record whatsoever. But after seeing clips of how serious Victor takes his stretching and his pre-game warm-ups, and with the Spurs being the pioneers of load management, mixed with the fact that Victor hasn't had a history of injuries and doesn't rely on his athleticism, honestly, the injury concerns might be a bit exaggerated, or he turns out to be Greg Oden. And to me, Victor's all-around game can only improve in the Spurs system. Like, you have a franchise who have taken some players who really don't have much of an offensive game and actually gave them a fucking bag. The first players that come to mind is Kawhi Leonard and DeJounte Murray. Both guys were seen coming into the draft as defensive specialists, but turned into great offensive talents, particularly Kawhi. And let's just be blunt here for a sec. I don't give a fuck if I piss off Rockets or Hornets fans, but like, the best situation for him to end up in the top 5 is San Antonio. I think even Victor knows that.
Goes to the Houston Rockets.
The Spurs, despite being shit for the last couple seasons, have a winning championship culture. Can you say the same for any of the other teams in the top 5? And despite Greg Popovich getting some criticism in the last few years, he's still the greatest coach in NBA history. You cannot tell me otherwise. And the Spurs have the assets to really put a solid team around Victor in the future. We have cap space, we have a young core, and now we have our potential number 1. What else do you honestly need? Maybe they continue to build a roster through the draft, or they packaged up those assets and used the cap space in a few years to get, I don't know, Luka Doncic. Okay, I'm getting a bit out of hand here, so I'm gonna conclude the video before I say some more absurd shit. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to show your support by liking and subbing to the channel. Let me know how you think Victor is gonna be on the Spurs. I'd like to hear some of your guys' opinion. Maybe I'm gassing him up because I'm a massive Spurs fan and this is honestly truly exciting, but I feel like the hype is real based on what I've seen. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This is CSJ, and I will catch you guys in the next one.